Alrighty then, it's time for the best thing about my channel, non-jungle games. Yay, sarcasm. What's going on? So, I'm playing top lane Mordekaiser and a second game of top lane Jarvan. So, yeah, auto placement. Everybody loves it, don't you? Either way, what everyone really did love is that I picked Mordekaiser. More sarcasm. Yeah, so Mordekaiser's like the most buggiest champion in the entire game, and he's not exactly someone who can carry a lot of games in certain matchups or at all because, yeah. So, I played him mostly with the intention of sandbagging. I mean, this account does have some top lane champions, and I could force some junglers to top lane. I mean, they're probably already natural top laners, but you know me, top laning is my specialty. So, I just decided to play Mordekaiser for shits and giggles. And yeah, it didn't work out poorly. Like, I'm just kind of against Cho'Gath specifically. It's pretty easy because Cho'Gath can't really maul you, and Mordekaiser really excels at not dying when that happens. You can't just immediately destroy him. If you just prolong a fight with him, it just kind of becomes bad. Also, Vi decided to throw her life away, just like the Cho'Gath. So far so good for me in this game. Double buff, share to kill with Kha'Zix. The enemy Cho'Gath seemingly does not underestimate. Doesn't understand that you shouldn't underestimate Mordekaiser. I mean, just because Mordekaiser is kind of a joke champion right now doesn't mean that he's not gonna whip your ass. So yeah, top lane is basically secure. A lot of it due to just kind of, again, Cho'Gath underestimating me, and Vi deciding, that life just wasn't worth living. So, easier harass with my W, it's just pushing the lane and controlling it. If I get a couple of Qs off on Cho'Gath to send some packing. He also bought a cloth armor, and well, technically, the Kha'Zix is a huge danger in the game right now. Cloth armor against your opponent, who is just pretty much pure AP, except when he smacks you with Q, is silly. I'm just thinking that this is a player, like, it's been a thing playing this whole flex Q with a homie, that we see a lot of players who are just mimicking the pro players. Yes, Worlds is out. So you're seeing a lot of people, rush the pro player build, thinking, oh, I must strictly build this and not adapt to anything, No improvising, no evolving, no adapting, no Bear Grylls right now. So yeah, controlling the map thanks to the Kha'Zix, I'm able to push in and just kind of keep pressure up top lane. There's no way I could stop Cho'Gath from teleporting, so my best bet right now is just kind of, try to take the tower as quickly as I can. Kha'Zix right now is dominating, obviously. His build is pretty standard. The enemy Vi, I'm not too sure if she's bad or what she did earlier. She just overestimated herself. Or like she thought she'd be able to pick me and the Kha'Zix off. But she's apparently a terror to my teammates right now. The rest of my team is doing fine. Yes, this is seemingly a shorter game than you were probably supposing. Because we're taking the dragon, we're just kind of pushing them, and the enemy team, best of all, is fighting in all chat. Yay, when that stuff happens. When that stuff happens, you know that it's not going to last very long. Again, the Cho'Gath seemingly, right there, by the way, right there at that moment, if Vi had turned on me, they probably would have been able to murder me. But they just kind of didn't. That's what I'm talking about. Since their team is focusing on fighting each other and whatnot, they're going to miss very obvious opportunities right there. Now, once we get the, what's it called, Rift Herald, we're able to just kind of seal the deal. I mean, it was already pretty sealed, but thanks to him, we're just going to pummel the enemy team down. It's like, we take a turret, we take this next inner turret, and with that, they're just kind of doomed. Also, one of the best things about Mordekaiser that a lot of people, again, still don't quite understand about this, is that he's probably one of the only champions in the game, or left in the game, that can turn any situation, no matter how bad, into a good one. If you get off a ghost off somebody important or strong, they know that ghost is just going to fuck up the enemy team. And also, seemingly, they were going to fuck themselves up anyway, so whatever. Like, let's say, if the enemy team has a super duper fed Vayne, and you just happen to get a chance to kill on her, well that, super fed Vayne is now yours. And that super Vayne will now kill her teammates. It's about the only champion that could turn a losing situation into a winning one that dramatically. And it's one of the reasons why he got nerfed in the first place. I do think his entire rework was nerfed. I mean, the bugs ahoy are definitely the worst thing about him. I'm pretty sure Riot's never really going to bother fixing those bugs because, it's not really worth it. And reworking him is really difficult too because his kit right now, or at least the way his shield is supposed to be, or the fact that he has a shield the way it works, his passive, it just makes him a champion that's just not going to ever function. Either way, at this point, they're just kind of doomed. Every lane is lost. The jungler wasn't able to keep them up. They're getting, some of my teammates, the choice teammates, Kha'Zix and Arya, super fed. So in team fights, it's just going to kill whoever they get. The first person they see is going to instantly die. Yeah, they seemingly can't do anything. I also do got to point out, one of the funniest things to do with Mordekaiser that seems to tilt everybody is build proto belts. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but the second I built it in this game and in the past games, everyone gave me so much crap about it. Why did you build proto belt on Mordekaiser? I just thought to myself, you know, he's got no movement whatsoever. I might as well use it to just try to close the gap and maybe do some bursty combo. But I don't know. You guys could probably tell me in the comments below why apparently it's such a terrible thing to be building a Mordekaiser and why I'm the literal devil for doing so. I mean, I'll try to build Rylai's first most of the time because, you know, otherwise you won't really get anybody. But I think Protobell is fine. I tried building a lot of AP champions. Either way, that was a very easy, simple game, right? Now this next one should make you a bit sad. Why will this make you sad? Well, let's just say an alternative title to this video would have been Stonewall, how many cannon minions can you miss? Because, you know, spoiler alert, yeah, cannon minions. It's a top lane Renekton, which is a pretty tough matchup against Jarvan, or I mean as Jarvan, because you really can't burst him down, especially when he gets his ultimate, and he's really dangerous and sustained, so just kind of hoping for the best. In most situations, if I didn't suck so badly, you know, I'd be just trying to poke him down with my Q while also taking lane farm. You can't really push against him that much either because of obviously he would just push back. So you're like these weird little middle struggle. However though, what I do want to point out about this top lane matchup is the way I'm going to be using my EQ in certain situations. And a lot of people, like the reason I want to point that out is because a lot of people would not use it as well as effectively as I would. A lot of people just use EQ as a straight line. But people don't realize that you can, you know, angle it, or you can just like do little divots with it in order to get the best attack from it, or you know, create some space while still dealing damage to your opponent. It will make more sense when I actually started getting to full-out fights with the Renekton and some retreats. Like he's gonna try to all-in me or, you know, attack me or whatnot. But instead of just moving backwards and EQing backwards, I move forwards towards him and then use EQ away from him while at the same time hitting him so he can't, you know, close a distance or get some free hits on that. Because a lot of people don't remember or realize that when you're EQing, your opponent can get a few good hits on you as you do so. Like, you know, sometimes you'll die within that. So when a full fight occurs, I instead just go forward and then EQ back so he can't hit me during that or do some stupid combo. Like there, you saw it. He would have been able to use his ultimate and maybe get an auto attack and then, you know, some ability. Plus, by the way, he ends up hitting me with his sand while he does this, so the towers ends up just annihilating him. And the ultimate also trapped him a little bit further, causing him to have to, you know, escape from it immediately or die. He still died, so yay for me. Yeah, it dies me immediately, and that's what I mean. You know, no matter how much damage he ends up taking, he's just going to restore it. So it's a really hard fight for someone like Jarvan, who doesn't really have that kind of sustain. So I was forced top lane, and I'm against an opponent who is actually really strong, or at least champion choice-wise. So I was already having that against me. Either way, here Rammus comes to gank me. I don't immediately move back. I just sort of wait till he collapses against the minions, and then EQ in an attempt to hit them both. He does taunt me, but because of what I did, they're not able to, you know, just immediately ass blast me. So it just, you know, survive that. Best of all, it seems like they want to dive me again, or at least they're planning to. They're just hanging about, and I'm just kind of sitting here. EQ the Renekton, hit him. I try to get him to hit me so he can take a few turret shots. I ult him. He takes quite a bit of damage. I try to use my flag to, you know, EQ him sort of. He gets away, but not without getting unscathed, so he's pretty low now. You see, he keeps diving at me, and I'm using my EQ to hit him and create distance. Again, and it's the same thing that applies in the jungle. Distance is one of the most important tools that a lot of people seemingly don't use because they don't understand how important it is. Rammus dies me, but, you know, he didn't realize that he doesn't have the damage to finish me off real quickly before the turret takes him down, so he died. Renekton died too, and unfortunately I didn't hit him to get the tag kill on him, so he just sort of got executed. So it's not the best, it's a good result of what happened because I did get tower dove, but it's not the best. I mean, it could have been better. So it was technically in my favor because two of them died. So here, this is where I start realizing that I can't really fight the Renekton as well anymore. But again, I want to point that out, that I don't use the EQ just to escape. I use it to still hit him, you know, a little bit of divot and then EQ out. I want that to be a thing, and In the jungle, you use it too if you're in an actual duel, but in most cases, you know, if you're fighting anyone in the jungle as Jarvan, you're either the aggressor or you gotta really escape, even just, you know, as much as possible. By the way, my ultimate there was complete waste because I should have realized he was gonna E out, and unless you grab somebody with it and, you know, hit them with it, it's not gonna do any damage. I remember that change from a long time ago made fighting Jarvan a lot less annoying, but it really hurt him. By the way, my Scratch Kitty is already kind of dominating the jungle. So as long as I hold my ground and eventually kill people, it'll be fine. I rush Black Cleaver because even though I'm not going to be able to like nuke Renekton, it's one of the best ways I can keep clearing the waves and, you know, doing enough damage to at least keep them down a little bit, making myself a threat. So my strategy at this point was just push non-stop, giving my, you know, Scratch Kitty and Desert Girl some chance to at least, you know, control things. And if the Renekton gets a little too cocky, they'd be able to destroy him. So yeah, now I'm just pushing against the Renekton, even though he's got a good push and a good capacity to kill me. And here he actually does kill me because I used my my Q to fight him a little bit earlier, poke him, and he used that chance to attack me. I did have my summoner spells and I did have my ultimate, but I got too greedy thinking maybe I'd be able to burst him down once my Q came off cooldown. Still though, I teleport in and alongside, you know, Sandgirl, I ended up killing him. And I did not need to use my ultimate there again, so that was quite the waste. So, 2 ultimates that were pretty much wasted in this game. My build as Jarvan is the same as a jungle. You know, attack damage, red attack damage, Queen's armor. There's nothing really that different. That's one of the better things about Jarvan is that he's, you know, a flex pick. If I pick Jarvan, I could make him an ad hoc support if I wanted to. If my, you know, somebody needed a trade or something bad. Anyhow, at this point, now that the top tower is taken, I'm just trying to, you know, find someone to kill. I get the Renekton, don't really do enough damage to him. I ended up using my ultimate to make sure to trap Rammus, because my teammates will obviously be able to finish him off. For whatever reason, Ryze thinks that the safest position for him would be to go back to the jungle, which has absolutely no escape from, but whatever. If he simply had walked to the tower, he would have had a better chance of survival, but he decided death was preferable over this losing game. So, yes, you know, it's kind of, you know, rolling into our favor now. I held the top lane, you know, I didn't do as well as I had wanted to because I missed a lot of, you know, cannon minions. But still, my farm isn't as bad as, well, everyone else's seemingly, because I knew I sucked, and if I still got more CS than some of my teammates, and, you know, that was a pretty bad game all around for everybody in terms of CS-wise. Renekton, for some reason, initiates on me burning his entire ultimate, but, you know, that's not even useful or good, because there was no way he was going to kill me in time. And he just ended up taking a lot of damage from the turret, so yeah, it was pretty wasteful. And it allows my teammates to maybe scare him off or, you know, make him a real threat. He flashes forward, and then, you know, Rammus does come in here, but like I said, the amount of time wasted in a very aggro state just makes it very vulnerable to my teammates, you know, Talia and, you know, Rengar. You know, they end up showing up, and to be honest, I think only one of them really needed to be here, probably the Talia, to finish them off, as long as I did play safely and joined in the fray. But it's just kind of stuff you shouldn't really be doing. Already in three moments of this game, you saw that it really hurt the Renekton and the Rammus, where they just sort of took too long doing certain things and overestimated how much damage they did, and by doing so, they got severely punished. If you're gonna do something super risky, just because it's risky doesn't mean, you know, it's like you don't have to think about it. That's kind of a thing that a lot of people do, is like when they make risk plays, or, you know, high action, high octane plays. They think just doing that and hoping for the best is what you're supposed to do. No, playing risky isn't just playing risky for the sake of playing risky. You're making risky calculated plays. You know, the chance of it succeeding makes sense. What you gotta do is precise and whatnot. And the reward is great. Just, you know, it's just dangerous. You know, just because it's, you know, you can do it doesn't. Just because it's a risky play doesn't mean it has to be like a 5% chance of success. So yeah, those things they did were sort of like a, what I call some like solo queue or pro player, wannabe superstar pro player mentality, where this is what they do, I must replicate it at all cost. Either way, fun games anyways, for me at least. And remember, if you enjoyed the video, make a comment below in the comment section, and also give the video a like. That helps the channel a lot more than you think.